This is the most famous chess game ever played. Paul Morphy at the Paris Opera House in 1858, casually crushing two noblemen who teamed up against him. It ends with one of the greatest queen sacrifices of all time, leading straight into checkmate. Watch how he turns a quiet opening into a masterpiece. Morphy opens with the king's pawn, e4, classical, principled, straight to the center. Black answers symmetrically with e5, staking an equal claim in the middle. Out comes the knight to f3, attacking the e5 pawn and developing with tempo. Black chooses the Philidor defense with d6, solid but passive, and that passivity will haunt them. Morphy strikes with d4, challenging the center and opening lines for his pieces. Black pins the knight with the bishop to g4, annoying, but it lets Morphy untangle by force. Morphy grabs the pawn, takes a 5, putting the question to Black's setup. Black takes the knight, bishop takes f3, cashing in the pin before the tension snaps. Morphy recaptures with the queen. Queen takes f3, already eyeing the weak f7 square. Black restores material with takes e5, but Morphy's pieces are humming and Black's are still asleep. The bishop slides to c4, a great move. It points like a dagger straight at f7, Black's softest spot. Here's the first real error. Knight f6 is a mistake. It blocks Black's defense and hands Morphy the initiative. Morphy pounces with queen b3, a strong double attack, hitting f7 and the loose b7 pawn at once. Black is forced into the ugly queen e7 to guard f7, awkward, but the only way to survive for now. Watch this. Morphy plays knight c3 and declines the free b7 pawn. Development over greed. Pure Morphy. Black shores up with c6, trying to build a wall and shut out that bishop. The other bishop comes to g5, piling pressure onto the pinned knight and the cramped position. Now b5, a mistake. Black tries to kick the bishop, but fatally weakens his own king's shelter. Morphy answers with a thunderbolt. Knight takes b5. The knight sacrifice begins, blasting the position open. Black takes b5, but accepting is a mistake. This is already a losing position. The bishop swoops in. Bishop takes b5 with check, dragging Black's king into the open. Black blocks with the knight d7, a wall of pieces, but they're pinned and helpless. Morphy castles queenside, and the rook crashes onto the d-file, pinning that knight to the king. Black tries rook d8 to contest the file, but it's an inaccuracy. It can't undo the bind. Morphy rips into it. Rook takes d7, taking the knight and tearing Black's defense apart. Black recaptures rook takes d7, but it's a mistake. The relief is an illusion. The attack rolls on. In comes the second rook, rook d1, doubling on the file and renewing the deadly pin. Black plays queen e6, a mistake. There's simply no good square left as Morphy closes in. Morphy strikes again. Bishop takes d7 with check, sacrificing the bishop to strip the last defender. Black takes with knight takes d7, and this is the blunder that loses. Recapturing with the queen instead was the only way to fight on. Now the immortal blow, queen b8. Morphy hangs his queen with check, the famous queen sacrifice. Black has no choice. Knight takes b8. The knight must take, but it walks into the trap. Rook d8, checkmate. The rook delivers the final blow, and Morphy's masterpiece is complete. And there it is. Morphy throws his queen away, and the rook delivers mate. That's why 160 years later, we still study this game. Pure, perfect, ruthless development. Follow for more legendary games told move by move.